She rejected you. Maybe it was with a smile. Maybe it was cold. Maybe she just faded into silence. Either way, it stung. And now there's a voice in your head asking, what was wrong with me? But here's the thing. That voice is asking the wrong question. Stoicism teaches us that the world outside isn't where our power lives. Not in her opinion. Not in her approval. And definitely not in her rejection. The strongest revenge isn't anger. It isn't a rebound. And it's never about proving her wrong with flashy success. The most powerful revenge is silence, but not the bitter kind. Not silence laced with pain or passive aggression. I'm talking about calm, detached, elevated silence. You don't need to say a single word to flip the script. You just need to become the kind of man she eventually looks back on and thinks, I messed up. This video isn't about playing games. It's about playing your role as a Stoic, not chasing, not convincing, not reacting, just growing, quietly, consistently. So let's break down exactly how to do that. Step by step, the Stoic way. But before we go deeper, if you're ready to stop seeking validation and start building unshakable inner power, subscribe to Stoic Think. This is where we turn heartbreak into purpose and rejection into strength. Let's get into it. 2. The power of detachment. The moment she rejected you, something valuable was handed to you. Freedom. Most guys don't see it that way. They get stuck in the loop, checking her social media, over-analyzing every word, wondering if she'll come back. But the Stoic sees rejection differently. He sees it as a door closing so he can finally stop knocking. Epictetus once said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Her feelings, her choices, not yours to carry. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. It means you stop needing her to validate your worth. Let her think you're crushed. Let her believe you're sitting around replaying every moment. Meanwhile, you're rebuilding in silence. You're hitting the gym. Not for revenge, but for resilience. You're leveling up your mind, not to impress, but to improve. You're not watching her stories, you're writing your own. This shift, it's subtle, but it's powerful. And it doesn't require you to say anything at all. When she eventually sees you again, or hears about you, she won't remember the last words you said. She'll feel the energy you carry now, the calm, the clarity, the confidence. That's how you flip the script, not by reacting, but by rising. And as you rise, remember this. You don't need her to regret rejecting you. That's not your goal. Your goal is to become so focused on your own path that her absence becomes irrelevant. Still with me? Good. We'll talk about how to rebuild that foundation of self-worth using one powerful Stoic habit. 3. Rebuilding with the Stoic habit of self-mastery. So she's gone. The chapter closed, and here you are, standing at a crossroads. Now what? This is where most people fall into the trap, either chasing distraction or chasing validation, but not you, because you've chosen the Stoic path, and that path begins with one powerful habit, self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So instead of trying to control how she feels about you, you take full control of you. That starts with the basics, your routine, your health, your focus, your inner dialogue. You stop negotiating with yourself. You don't say, "I'll work out if I feel like it." You train because you said you would. You don't scroll through old messages. You journal your thoughts, face your emotions, and turn them into fuel. You don't wait for closure from her. You create closure by deciding her role in your life is complete, not bitter, not broken, just done. That kind of self-discipline radiates, not in a loud, look at me way, but in a quiet, grounded presence that speaks louder than any comeback text ever could. The woman who walked away might never say it out loud, but she'll feel it. She'll sense the man you're becoming, a man no longer ruled by rejection, a man whose peace can't be shaken by someone else's decision. That's not just attractive, that's rare. In the final part, we'll bring it all home. How to maintain that peace long term, and what to do when she eventually comes back curious. Because yes, that happens more often than you think. For when she comes back, and why it doesn't matter. Here's the part nobody tells you. When you stop chasing, when you stop waiting, when you fully let go and focus on building a life that lights you up, that's usually when she circles back. A like on your post, a hey, how have you been? A random memory she just had to share. And in that moment, the old version of you might want to jump, might want to prove something, might even feel like this is your moment of validation. But here's the Stoic truth. You don't need her curiosity to confirm your growth. You've already confirmed it by the way you carry yourself, by the life you've built, by the fact that you're not the same man she walked away from. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." You imagine needing her back. You imagine some perfect reunion where she finally sees your worth, but reality, you don't need that scene. You've already won by walking forward without bitterness, without need, without fear. So what do you do if she comes back? You greet her with kindness and boundaries, with respect and clarity. You're not cold, you're just complete. And when someone complete meets someone still unsure, it's obvious who's grown and who's still playing catch up. That's how you make her regret rejecting you, not through revenge, not through reaction, but through rising silently, staying grounded and mastering your peace. Let her wonder, let her watch, let her regret it if she must, but you keep walking forward, eyes on your path, focused, free, unshakable. And if this message hit something real inside you, subscribe to Stoic Think. This is your space for growth, for healing, for rising. Thanks for being here. Now go build the life that doesn't need anyone's approval to feel complete. Rejection isn't the end. It's a redirection. It's life clearing the path so you can stop looking outward and finally look inward. The Stoic doesn't beg to be chosen. He chooses himself every single day. You don't need her to come back. You don't need closure. You don't even need the regret. Because the man who rises from rejection with discipline, purpose, and peace, he's already won. So let her wonder. Let her see the man she couldn't recognize when she had the chance, not out of spite, but because you grew past needing to be seen. Your silence, your focus, your growth, that's the message, that's the story. That's how you flip the script, without saying a word. If this spoke to you, if you're ready to build that quiet strength and live from a place of real Stoic power, subscribe to Stoic Think. This is where the comeback begins. And trust me, she won't see it coming.